Hey and howdy everyone, it's Jeannie with Paper Pixie Ink. Today I am going to be showing you how to make this pop-up component. So it's actually pretty simple and can be adjusted to, a different size album. It can get a little complicated though, because if you can see the mechanism, it kind of takes quite a bit of space. So when you adjust for a different size album, you have to make sure that you are adjusting all of the pieces so that it will fit in the page when it closes. So let's dive in. So I've cut most of the pieces that I will need, but I am going to cut a piece of cardstock to make my page flap. So we are going to make a page flap that goes this way. So we are going to cut this to 6 3/4 by 8 1/4. And then we are going to score this at the 1/2 inch mark. Let's go ahead and fold on the score line. I'm going to burnish that down. And then this is the one that we created last time. So I'm just going to work on the back of that page. So I'm just going to grab my glue and I'm going to put some on my little 1/2 inch tab here. I'm just making sure that I have this going the right way. I am going to place this on the left side of the page. And I'm just going to press it down, making sure that it's stuck really, really well. And then I am going to grab a couple magnets so that I can hold this closed. So I'm going to use 2 sets of magnets, one on the top and one on the bottom, just because this component is a little bit heavier and thicker, and I just want to make sure that my page stays closed really well. So again, I'm grabbing some of my 3/4 inch double-sided adhesive. Placing it down. I'm going to grab 2 more pieces for the other side. Just going to fold it over and press those down, and then I'm just going to take my stylus here and just push the adhesive down around them because I want to make sure that it stays really, really well. So this component is going to sit on top of the pattern paper that we will put on here. So I'm going to grab a couple pieces of pattern paper to put on here. So I'm just going to use these pieces here. So let's go ahead and put those on. So I'm just going to put some glue on around my magnets. making sure to press it down around those magnets. And then we'll do the other side, putting a little bit of glue around the magnets. And then we'll cover the back side of our pattern paper. Oops. And then we'll push this down as well. Again, making sure that we get it well stuck around those magnets. Okay, so I'm going to put this to the side for now. And we are going to work on the other pieces. So I have pre-cut the base pieces that we need to create the pop-up component. So to create the piece that goes along here, we are going to use a couple of pieces of black cardstock. So this one is cut to 4 1/4 inches by 10 1/4 inches, and then it's scored at, you turn it this way because we all know I don't like scoring that close to the side of the scoreboard. It's going to be scored at 3 1/4 inches, 6 1/2 inches, and 9 3/4 inches. So let's go ahead and fold on those. And then we're also going to have one piece that is cut to 3 1/4 inches by 4 1/4 inches. And that is going to get attached to this tab right here. So I'm just going to flip this over and put glue on this tab. And then I'm just going to lay this right on here, right along that . Apparently I got it a little off. Just cut off that excess. And now we should be left with a piece that looks like this. Okay, so for the next piece, we're going to take a piece of cardstock that is cut to 4 1/4 by 4 1/4, so 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. And we are going to score it at the 1/2 inch on 2 sides. So 1/2 inch and 1/2 inch. We are going to turn this way and we are going to score diagonally straight down here. So corner to corner. And then we are going to take this, and from this score line to this score line, we are going to cut that whole piece off. So we're just going to line that up on our paper trimmer, and then we're going to cut that piece off. And then I'm going to grab my scissors and I'm going to snip that off. And I'm actually, just so that I can make sure that it fits nice and snug, I'm just going to trim a little bit of excess off these sides because I don't want them to interfere with each other. So let's go ahead and trim off these as well so that none of this will show through on the other side. I'm going to go ahead and fold on my score lines. Always burnishing so you get a nice flat fold. Alright, so now we have a piece that looks like this. So let's grab our page, And this is going to go right here, lining up this score line with where the page folds. So to attach this, we're just going to, before I attach this, I'm going to erase my writing on there. And then I'm going to apply glue to these tabs. And then I'm going to line up this score line with the fold in my page, putting it at the top of my page. So it's lined up against the top with this lined up with my score lines. So now we have the first component completed. And you want to make sure that that lies nice and flat and sticks really, really well. So we're going to put this to the side and work on our next pieces. So we are also going to use 2 pieces of cardstock that are cut to 2.5 by 2.5, so 2.5 by 2.5, and you're going to need 2 pieces of those. And then you're going to take your scoreboard and you are going to score at 1/2 inch on 2 sides. So 1/2 inch and 1/2 inch, and you're going to do that with both pieces. So 1/2 inch and 1/2 inch. And then we're going to take our paper snips and we're just going to trim off these corners again. And again, I'm just going to trim a little bit of excess. Because I want to make sure that when I fold them, you can't see them. And then we're going to fold on our score lines and burnish these down. And again, you're going to do that on both. Okay, I forgot to do a score on these, so we're going to grab scoreboard again, and we are going to score diagonally from this point to this point. And then we're going to fold and burnish. And we're going to do that on both pieces. So lining up this corner with this corner on the score line. And scoring, folding, and burnish. So we're going to grab our page again. And these are going to be lined up on here. So we're going to align this corner here. So we have our flaps here. So one on this side and one's going to be on this side. And we're going to line this corner up with this corner here. So this one is going to go on here like this. And then we're going to do the exact same thing with this one except for the opposite. So on this side we have the tabs to the right and to the left, and we're lining this up to the left side. On this side, we're going to have this to the left and to the bottom, and lining this up with this. So these score lines here, diagonally down the center, should line up with this as well. So let's go ahead and put those down. So again, we're lining this corner up with this corner. And then our score lines should line up as well. We're going to push that down. I'm going to do the same thing with this side. So put glue on our tabs. And then we're going to align this corner with this corner. Make sure our score line lines up with that. I'm just going to quickly erase. All right. Make sure that's really well stuck. And now we have part of our mechanism. So the next thing that we need is 2 more pieces of cardstock cut to 2 inches by 5.5 inches. So 2 inches by 5.5 inches, and you're going to need 2 because they are going to go right on here. So let's go ahead and glue these down. So again, I'm only putting glue on this part right here. And then I'm going to lay this flat on it, lining it up with the top. And press it down, and then you can see how that will flip. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. And again, we're just going to line them up. Just like this. Press it down. And now we have both sides that are working. Just like that. So the next part that we are going to do is we are going to attach this piece to these. And we're going to do that by lining this up so that the score line here that causes us to fold in the middle is going to be lined up with the middle part of this. So you're going to have it so that this middle part is facing up, so hold it like a W. And you're going to line these up so that this score line in the middle here matches the score line in the middle here. And you're going to line the bottom part of this up with the bottom part of this. So just like this. And then we're going to fold this over, and we're going to put glue just on this section here. And again, you don't want to put too much on. You want to make sure you have pretty good coverage, but you don't want to put so much on that it's going to leak out because you don't want any of these other components sticking. And then you're going to just fold this over and stick it down. And then you're going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm just going to erase this. Yeah, don't do that. Just like that, and then we're going to fold this over as well and press it down. And then this will fold down just like that. So we are going to go ahead and put on some pattern paper for this. So you could just do photo mounts with like stamped cameras on them, or you can put journaling cards, or you can, you can do whatever you want. In this particular case, I think I'm just going to put 4 photo mats across here. because I want to give lots of space. So I'm going to cut 4 pieces of white cardstock to 3 inches by 4 inches. I'm just going to grab my cutting board. So 4 inches. And 4 inches. So that's 2. And I'm just going to grab one of these and cut 2 more pieces at 3 inches. There we have it. 4 pieces cut to 4 inches by 3 inches. And I'm just going to mat these on here. You can do this step before you attach this. It's entirely up to you. Because this still lays flat, it doesn't really matter which way you do it. Either way works just fine. And we're just going to put all 4 of these along here. And again, you can use journaling cards, like a lot of paper collections. You can get 3x4 journaling cards with it, and they work wonderfully for this. 2 of the mats that I put on my previous album, I had 2 of the journaling cards and then 2 photo mats. So really it's whatever you're trying to achieve. I want to give more space because this album, this project will be smaller than my Simple Stories album was. So I want to give more space for photos or journaling. I didn't stamp these ones because I wanted to leave it open so that you could do, you know, journaling on these 2 and have photos here, or vice versa. So there we have our pop-up page. There you have it. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please let me know in the comments if you have any questions. And as always, if you are interested in seeing more, don't forget to click on that subscribe button. Thanks, everyone.